Hello, my name is Barry Tolchin. I'm an academic advisor in the Department of Civil, Environmental, and Geodetic Engineering, and today I'm going to be explaining the general education requirements for the College of Engineering. Let's first go over the categorical requirements that every student has to fulfill. So every student in the college must take a first writing course, a second writing course, 2 social science classes, a history class, literature, visual and performing arts, a cultures and ideas course or a second history course, a professional ethics course, and a diversity course. If you look at the number of credit hours for professional ethics and diversity, you can see that it says 0 to 3. What that means is that you can actually double count those courses with one of the other categories that you see listed. We'll get back to that in a few moments, but just understand that that's why you see the 0 to 3 credit hours. So there's 10 categories, and you can get them done in essentially 8 classes. Now what's also important to note is that some courses are going to be required specifically by your department. For example, in civil and environmental engineering, our students have to take Economics 2001 as one of their required courses. So it's really important to note that depending on your department, you might have specific course requirements that you have to fulfill. Moving into the requirements, as you can see, pretty much every student has to take English 1110. Now you might take an honors course as part of your sequence. That's entirely up to you depending on your program, but just about all of our students will take the first writing course, English 1110.01. What's important to note here too, sometimes you'll see a course that has this H in parentheses. That means that that course has an honors option, okay? If you look, for example, a little bit further at a course that might only have an H and no parentheses, like this sociology course here, that means that's only an honors option. Okay, and there's not a different option that's not honors. Okay, so parentheses, the course stands on its own, and there's only an honors option, just an H, only an honors option, and you have to be an honors student to take that class. So as you can see, there's a lot of different second writing options that you can take. Those are going to be topical courses depending on the type of writing that you're interested in. So in engineering, a lot of our students will take the engineering second writing course, but you're certainly not required to do so. Every student must also take 2 social science classes. Now, you can not take more than 1 course per subgroup. For example, you could take Education, Teaching, and Learning 4005, but you cannot also take then psychology because they're in the same subcategory. Well, you can take them, but they're not both going to count. So if you wanted to take the Education, Teaching, and Learning course, you would then need to take something else, like Anthropology 1100, because those are in 2 separate subgroups. Okay, so 2 courses, no more than 1 per subgroup. Every student also has to take a history class, and as you can see, there are a plethora of different history courses that are available. Okay, you can check the requisites for those, but as you can see, there's a lot of different options there for you. Every student must also take a literature course and a visual and performing arts course. And what's important to note here for visual and performing arts, you're not actually going to be performing the art, you're going to be studying the performance art. Okay, so you typically won't be, for example, required to actually do much dancing in Dance 2401, but you're going to be studying the art of dancing. Every student must take either a second history course, so you just refer back to the other history courses if you wanted to do that, or you can take one of the various cultures and ideas course options that are listed here. Now we move on to the courses that, the categories that can double count. So we talked about the ethics and diversity previously. With ethics, you can double count either ethics and social sciences or ethics and cultures and ideas. So for example, if you take philosophy 1332, that course would count as your ethics course and satisfy the cultures and ideas requirement. Same thing with sociology 3302, for example, and a social science requirement. And you can look at the information in parentheses to determine which category you could fulfill. Entirely up to you how you want to do that, but those are your options. Moving on to diversity. Again, this can double count with another GE requirement. Okay, so scroll back a little bit. What you're looking for would be one of the courses that is going to be underlined. Okay, if a course is underlined, that means it's going to count in that category and also as a diversity requirement. And I'm highlighting the courses that are listed here under cultures and ideas because they're closer, but really any course in any other category, as long as it's underlined, it will count in that category and as your diversity requirement. Finally, we'll move on to foreign language. A lot of you will probably be interested in taking a foreign language course or maybe have some foreign language credit. So if you have foreign language credit through 1103, okay, then you can count that as a cultures and ideas course. Okay, if you have through 1103, if you have maybe through 1102, you would just have to take 1103 in that foreign language and it will count as cultures and ideas. Now the other option would be that you could do a foreign language minor and you can substitute for 2 gen ed courses. You could count one as a social science, specifically individuals and groups or organizations and polities, and then one as either literature or cultures and ideas. Just depends on how you want to do that. That would be a substitution that would happen after you complete the minor, so it's something to work with your advisor to make sure that you are completing and that you understand the requirements. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you now have a good understanding of the general education courses. If you have any other questions, please work with your academic advisor and they'll be able to explain everything fully to you.